Salutations, good people of Earth. I am your host, Amani Carter, over there in the shirt with no stripes, and my esteemed co-host, Mr. Byron Keaton, and this is the Trying to Be Grown podcast. Byron, if I sound a little nasal, alright, I've been tested. We made sure. Can you tell me how Chase managed to get the flu and COVID at the same time?
Bro, I've never heard of that in my life. I thought that man was about to die.
But he unleashed biological warfare on us because he came to all the New Year's festivities and had the flu and COVID at the same time.
See, bro, that's why you can't go to football games in December, or I guess January.
Over there just breathing on everybody. But I'm sorry, that was a slight deviation. We appreciate you rocking with us wherever you rocking with us. Of course, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify. Little time away, but we are back and better than ever. Byron, how was your New Year?
It was cool. It's another day, another dollar. Can't complain.
Okay.
Same old.
Well, we made the trip down to Dallas and saw how you had redecorated. Seeing that you got paintings and all this other stuff that you done moved around. You got interior decoration help from a family friend that you didn't want to tell nobody until we got there. Actually, you weren't even going to tell people. Your brother had to tell us that you got some help with the interior design. But that's pretty consistent with who you are, yeah.
First of all, I have two paintings. One I already had the first time you were here. The second one, I got it last April, May, somewhere in there. Two, what am I supposed to say? Oh, y'all like my new apartment? I got blah, blah, blah done. I got this and that done. Or am I supposed to say something beforehand?
No, but here's the thing. When I said that you had redecorated and I said you probably had some help, you said, nope, all me. I did it. I didn't get any help.
No, that's not what you said. And then, no, that's not what you asked me. Okay. You asked me a different question. Right. And I said, no. What'd you ask? You tell me what you asked.
No, you the one that said I was wrong, so go ahead and tell me what I asked.
All I'm saying, you didn't ask if I had any help.
Okay. Anyways, we'll get a rundown as to what we're going to get into. If you see something you like, see something you don't, you can skip to it or through it. Everything will be time-stamped in the description. We're going to talk a little bit, of course. In the new year, we got to talk about some resolutions. Then we get into this Katt Williams situation. I think this is a heck of a way to start the year off. With some heavy hitting journalism on the part of Shannon Sharp. So we'll talk a little bit about that, and then we will talk about this NFL MVP race, and was Cam right? Because it seems like it seems like to me at least, he's been relatively justified in the last couple of weeks since the interview happened. But, like I said, we'll get into all that. Byron, I guess we'll get to the cat stuff because it looked like you had a reaction there. When you make New Year's resolutions, how much of it has to do with the year that you just had?
I'd say about 12%, 13%, 15%, somewhere in there. 10 to 15%.
That's such a weird number to put on it, but you can go ahead and expand on that. I'll leave my commentary at that.
So last year, in comparison to New Year, I try to live life with no regrets for one. But I guess when you're looking at the new year, I think of myself as a new me. So where last year really doesn't matter. However, you do try to incorporate things you want to improve on from the prior year, or you just want to continue doing from the prior year. So that's why I'm saying it's only 10 to 15% because it's really not about what I did last year, but what I really want to achieve or conquer or anything else in the new year. So that's why I say 10 to 15% because that's only a little bit has to do with last year. I'm a new man at the new year. New year, new me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. For me, I'd say a lot of it because I'm more, and I think this is not to put like a value difference on it because I think that's especially the way you explain it. That's a good way to look at it. But mine is more like geared toward not even necessarily like I fell short. Sometimes it could be I fell short, but it's just like how could I have been better in 2023? You know what I'm saying, or whatever the
So yours
previous
about
year.
improvement.
Right. Like from a reflective standpoint, I'm looking at okay, if I was better in this area, I could make 2024 better than 2023 because in 2023, for whatever reason, I was not as successful as I wanted to be in whatever the given area is. So that's a lot of mine. Um, and yeah, just looking at like my list because I had to make, not had to, but I knew we were going to talk about it, so I had to like organize my thoughts a little bit. But looking at like my organized set, I was like, wow, these are mainly just all right. 2023, I didn't do what I wanted to here. Now in 2024, I need to step it up in these areas.
So when you make your resolution, do you just make it more about like work? Is it about personal life? Do you separate them, or is it just like 3 or 4 things I want to do better this year? How do you do yours?
Oh, for me, it's all encompassing. I got work stuff, personal stuff. Like it's all kind of just one big group. I don't know if I even think about it as like different things. They're like separate entities. Like I just when I made my list, I was thinking, all right, I got to do better in this. And shoot, like the using like time management as an example, right? I'm thinking about like how I manage my time at work and outside of work. So there's some that just like they
Yeah.
fall under multiple umbrellas in that. So I just think about it like all together as to like how could I have been better in 23 and how am I going to use that to be better in 24.
Gotcha. I gotcha. So I know we're kind of beating around the bush a little bit. You gonna tell us about any of your resolutions, or you just gonna wait? Before we get into that, do you remember your resolutions from last year, and did you achieve those resolutions?
I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. I have no idea what
See, bro, that's the problem. That's the problem.
I mean,
See,
shoot, I'm
man.
like, it's hard. It's like these things that I chose for resolution. These things I've been working on since like I've noticed, and I'm like, all right, I need to be better in this area for a while. So I mean, even making like incremental change, I don't wait until the new year to do like different stuff. So it's just for me, like New Year's resolutions are like, all right, let's turn it up a notch in these areas. Like I'm never one that's like, well, man, I haven't had like enough bodily issue to ever be like, I need to go on a crash diet. I need to be a radically different person in this area. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait until the new year to do that because if it got to that point, that means I should have made a change a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, it's always just like a notch up. So I think that's probably why, and that's probably a reductionist way of thinking about it, just because I was too pig-headed to write down my resolution. But that's the way I think about it.
I feel like it's lazy, man, and you're not holding yourself accountable. And I don't like it.
Fair enough. So I take it you remember your 23 resolution. What were they?
I don't. I don't remember mine,
Okay.
but I remember my 2022, and I felt in 2022 I was a more productive person than my 2023. And so this year in 2024, I wrote mine down before 2023 even ended.
Congrats.
I'm trying to be a
Who
better
didn't?
me. I'm trying to work on improvement. Hey man, I have a detailed thing this year to where it's quantifiable and I can actually see whether or not I achieve each one of the things rather than just saying, hey, I want to be a better person. That's not good enough for me.
That is a very, very, very good tidbit. I tell some players when they come into my office, I tell them this a lot of the time. Make your goals quantifiable is a great way to put it, but even if it's not like a specific number, make them reachable, or you have to be able to make them measurable. Measurable is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Make them goals measurable, because if you're just blindly saying I'm going to be better, then you can find ways to justify that. If you say I'm going to do this and you don't do it, then you have it. It's a different way of thinking about a goal.
Yeah. Let me find mine real quick too, because can't talk a big game and then not have it.
Well, I guess I'll go first, because that's not the way the podcast works. Right? People are gonna turn us off.
All right, I know I said for you to go.
No, you didn't.
I
First thing, you ready? You ready to laugh at this one? Need freedom. This left one, I'm tired of the rehab. I'm tired of everything. But I gotta I'm getting this thing back right. All right, now, dunking by April, which I originally agreed to, that was gonna be a stretch.
What? Hey, Damani, first of all, I haven't seen you dunk. I've never seen you dunk in my life. So why do you think you're going to be able to dunk by April? You are 25 pounds heavier than when you probably last dunked, which was in high school.
No, I'm about 15 pounds heavier than when I last dunked. And that's what I'm saying. I can, if I just...
All right, bro.
Come on. See, we ain't even got into it. I said dunking by April, that's going to be a stretch. But I want, by the time December 31st, 2024 hits, I want this left knee to be just as strong as the right one. I want both of them to be strong as ox knees. I don't know if ox even have strong knees, but you know what I mean. All right, so there's one. This one, I guess, is kind of professional. I want to get more detailed in my knowledge of the backhand. Let me rephrase that. Football wise,
No, okay. I was making sure.
Yeah, I had to.
Just making sure, man.
Yeah, that was a little crazy. It's because there's very, very, and I would consider myself pretty knowledgeable, but just intricacies, change ups, bunch checks, all that other stuff that nobody cares about. But all of that, and when to call it, why to call it, because obviously my goal is to be to the point that I could be, just ironclad as a defensive coordinator. I feel really, really knowledgeable about the front seven, and I feel knowledgeable about the back end. But I just want to be, what I'm saying, just stone cold. Relax. Hey, relax.
Bro, just say the... Okay.
The secondary, all right? The secondary. But I want to be ironclad there.
Can I challenge you on that one, though? Wait. Can I challenge you on the one before? You just talking about your goals need to be measurable. I feel like that's not a measurable goal.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out a way to make that one measurable. I really did. I tried. And hold on, I'm going to get my last one out. Last one is just I want to sleep more because of this job and working out and all this other stuff. I did not sleep well in 23. So I want 8 hours a day, 5 times a week minimum is that goal. So how would I make the secondary goal measurable?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the secondary.
Didn't you play in the secondary?
Bro, that was years ago, man. I barely watch football.
Consider yourself a football critic?
I am. I can tell you when somebody doing something wrong.
No, you can't. You're a professional.
I promise I can't.
You're a professional hater, but that's okay. Anyways, all right, yours.
So mine, it's a lot.
Jesus Christ.
I decided to break mine up into themes this year. So I have 4 themes, and they all start with the letter C. Hey, bro, I can't think ahead of time. It's really not themes, it's more of topics. So first topic, in no order of importance, is career. So within career, I said I want to hit 2,200 billable hours. That's so I get more experience in my field. This one's not a measurable goal, but just being proactive in my work, kind of like doing stuff before a partner or a client or anybody's asking me to do something, and become a calendar person, like, which I guess goes into time management. I'm pretty good at time management, but I'm not a calendar person. I just kind of want to be detailed in what I'm doing from when I wake up to when I go to bed. So it's kind of both professional and social. The next one I have is Christ. Also starts with letter C. I said I want to tithe more consistently this year. Last year, I started off last year very strong with my tithing. Didn't end so strong. I probably did like 12 payments this year, trying to get somewhere between 18 and 24. This one I don't really have any idea what I'm going to do with it yet. I said missionary work on a small scale. Don't know what that means yet. Hopefully have something by March where I can see what I'm going to do there. Also more consistent reading the Bible. I said at least 1 book a month. Oh, this is funny to me. I said if I have time for Twitter, I have time for God's word is how I thought of it. So I was like, dang, I have no excuse.
You sound like a youth pastor, but anyway, go ahead.
Hey, man, it's the truth, though. Twitter is my...
Yeah, you got to think about it.
Yeah. Next is community. I want to like become entrenched in community, so I want to find some like public service initiatives I'm interested in. Don't know what that's going to be. I said I give myself until March to find one, and then do some type of community service thing at least once a month. So that's the only thing I have for community. And then creativity. This is the fun one.
Oh, Jesus.
So, okay. My theme for this one is I said creativity drives happiness and keeps you young. I'm like, hey, that sounds good to me.
Hey, what?
Hey, man. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish.
When did you become a 50-year-old man? You're 26. Why do you need initiatives to keep you young? That don't make no sense.
I can't stay young? I said keep me young.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to stay there, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I said I got to find ways to think outside the box. First thing, I have to make 3 songs by the end of 2023. They must all be written by June 2023. One has to be like
be released by when? When do they have to be released? I want the date because I'm putting.
I guess January 1st, 2025.
Oh man, you gonna release them in a year?
I said they have to be written by June 2023, so June 30th, 2023. One has to be like a hit type song. One has to be an R&B, and then a third one has to be a rap introspective song. Got a TV show I've been wanting to write. I need to write an episode every other month, so I should have 6 episodes by the end of the year. And find time to learn an instrument or a foreign language by the end of the year. So those are my creativity ones.
And turn yourself into Kanye West in 366 days. So we'll see how this goes.
That sounds like hate, man. I feel like these are great goals for the year.
Whatever you say, Pharrell. All right. So I got Byron's new album. You can't see it because it's flipped. I got Byron's
See,
new
bro,
album.
there's no reason to do this.
January 1st, 2025. New Year's
It's really
Day
an EP
on
more than an
Wednesday.
album.
I don't care what it is. It's dropping, and I'm going to make sure that I hold you to it. That one.
Okay, now
you
question.
told me that one.
Wait. Question. What if it's fire? Then what do you do? It's actually good 3 songs. Well, how would you feel and what would you do in that situation?
Byron, I hate to break it to you. You're going to have to break out the black suit. It's going to be some slow singing and some flower bringing because I'm going to die from shock. Right? You're going to have to make that trip. St. James Missionary Baptist in Fayetteville, Arkansas is going to have a shock death on its hands. So
hey, bro.
Death benefit.
I get a year to make 3 songs, Damani. I get a year to make 3 songs. You know how good that's going to be?
I've heard your musical repertoire before. Unless
that's freestyling,
Snoop is in the
man.
studio with you.
That's freestyle.
You're going to need one ghostwriter and then another person in the studio to make sure that your influence is nowhere near it. And that's still assuming.
I'm about to get signed by OVO.
That idea is OV. I can tell you that. That idea
that's
is
hate. That's hate.
If you say so, that's what I'm saying. Hey, more power to you, bro. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to tell you this.
You won't.
I'm going to post it on the story.
That's hate, man. Sarcasm.
KT, Coylin, everybody that I have posted are going to be mad because you posted that and you. I'll be like, you just.
Hey, bro, it's going to be heat.
Anything.
It's going to be heat.
They're going to be mad. They're going to be real mad. Because ain't nobody going to ever accept my recommendation again. KT and Coylin going to post me no more after you posted him. Because they know that's going to make, if they were thinking about listening to it and they see you post it, they're not going to look at it anymore.
I'm going to drop it under an alias, though. It won't be under my name. Might be named like dude named like 4 Bats. Don't nobody know who that is. Gonna be something like that for me.
To you. All right. Marshmallow.
Good. But yeah.
Anyways, transitioning off of that, Katt Williams went on Club Shay Shay and went at everybody. Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Wanda Smith, who he's already had some words for. Of course, T.D. Jakes, P. Diddy. Who am I forgetting? Faison Love.
Kevin
Hart. Tiffany Haddish, who he's also had some words for in the past. Man, he went in there and just had it on his mind.
Chris Tucker.
Sure. Chris Tucker. Yeah, that was wild comments about Chris Tucker. D'Angelo Russell even caught it straight. For no reason. Which was hilarious. But here's my question. Do we believe him?
What do you mean by do we believe him? I think you can believe parts because I do think he exaggerates. Which is like any good storyteller. They're going to exaggerate some things and you're not going to know exactly what they are exaggerating, but that's like what makes a great storyteller. Like, for example, it's no way in the world that man read 3,000 books. Don't care what you say. You just gotta. So, do I believe everything he said? No. Do I believe a lot of what he said? Yes. I think there's a lot of truth in what he was saying throughout, or at least themes that he was saying throughout that may not always be exactly what happened. Is my thoughts on it.
So when you get to the people, like to the people he was talking about, do you believe like what he was saying about the people? The first thing I'm gonna say, all right? He said he runs 4.4 or 4.3, whatever he said. He's 52 years old and he's 5'5".
That's what I'm saying, bro. I think he was trying to say he's still in good shape, but he not running no.
Yeah.
He not doing that, bro.
Yeah. But see, this is the part that messed me up. All right. If you watch that episode of Atlanta where he alligator man and he running down the street in slides, mind you, like this man is running the flip flop. He looked fast.
He not that fast.
I know. That's. But here's what I think. I think like he has a kind of a wild demeanor in saying the stuff. And of course, like you said, like he's a storyteller, you're gonna be thinking about him as such. It's receipts for a lot of what he was saying. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like a whole bunch of it.
Yeah.
So like the Cedric thing messed me up. It really did.
I went and looked it up after the fact.
Because like what I thought, and I've seen the Kings of Comedy, so his best joke on there, wildly similar to Katt Williams' joke about music being up so loud you couldn't tell the car was messed up. His best joke that I saw recently. Did you see the Bomb-Initials joke?
It was that another one on Twitter where they were saying like said stole it too.
Yeah,
I think so. What was it about?
so
yeah.
basically the concept of the joke is he meets a dude down south, and he said, "You can just call me Bomb-Initials," and he calls him Bomb-Initials, and everybody's like, "What are you calling him?" And he was like, Bomb-Initials. No, his name is CJ. He's saying, "Call me by my initials." But yeah, that like there was and I'll look up the show when we get done, so I don't miss giving them credit. But there was a show that did that joke in the '80s, like. It wasn't a comedy show; it was a sitcom, but still, like it's the same. Like it's the same joke. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So his two most notable jokes that I've seen, just easily like traceable.
Yeah.
And there was Corey Holcomb had talked about Steve Harvey and getting not like beaten, but just getting like one up by Katt at that Detroit comedy show, like he talked about. There's Mark Curry talking about Steve Harvey stealing his stand up, that type of stuff. So there was a lot of verifiable information that he put out. I was like, it messed me up because like I was watching that initially thinking like, all right, he's a lot of creative licensing here, and I'm thinking, I don't know how much there was. Like a lot of it was verifiable, or at least like other people have said it before. You know what I'm saying? So I was surprised at that.
And to me, it made a lot of sense after the fact. Like beforehand, like we watched those and really didn't think anything of it. But if you think about just all the things that like Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer have been in after the fact, they haven't shown a lot of creativity. In which anything that you see Katt Williams in, whether it's something like a movie or stand-up or just anything informal, just like him talking in general where someone's recording, he's always funny. I don't feel the same way about them two. Or even Bernie Mac. Like you see them in these
Bernie Mac and it wasn't funny.
No, I'm talking about Bernie Mac was funny.
Oh, okay.
And like you see that with those type of people. And I feel like they were just always in a position to where they've had a lot around them that make different things that they have been in good. Rather than they're the mastermind behind all this. And that's why in that particular situation, I'm rolling with Katt. I'm like, it don't make sense that they never gave him credit and kind of try to push him to the side all the way throughout. So yeah, I'm rolling with Katt, man.
What do you think about like what he said about putting like prominent black actors in dresses. And I mean, he said some other wild stuff about them how they got there. We ain't got to. Y'all can watch the interview for yourself. We ain't gonna talk about that.
I've always felt weird about it, and then I can't remember. It was some woman on Twitter made me dislike it even more. She was like, it doesn't make sense to do that unless those people really wanted to do that. But even if they really wanted to do it, it still doesn't make sense because at the end of the day, you are taking a role for black women from a black woman just to put in a black man in a situation to where it kind of makes it seem like these black women are angry, too aggressive for these type of roles, and just like putting a softer person in that. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense because it's similar to when we say the same thing about other situations, or like, why are we playing a white woman or a white man in this role that has historically been for black people, or a Jewish person or an Asian person? Like, you don't have to switch all this stuff around just to make this person fit the role, rather than just putting the person that actually should be in that role. Like, dang, what's the one Eddie Murphy was in? I can't even think of the name of the movie right now.
What does he play?
It's not Norbit. Is it Miss Doubtfire?
Eddie Murphy's in Norbit. Mrs. Doubtfire is Robin Williams.
Okay, yeah. That's okay. So it was Norbit. No, it's another. Big Mama's House.
That's Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence is what I was thinking of. Okay. But first of all, neither one of them needs to be in their roles. Like, you did not have to have a man in those roles to make that movie fun. And I think that's what he's saying. It's like, they are, for one, I guess we can go back to the point rather than being sidetracked. I don't agree with the role, and I feel like something behind the scenes is probably going on to get people to want to be in a dress for some big time movie.
Yeah. And I don't think, like, there's no problem with, like, men or black men in general that, like, want to wear dresses. That's not the issue whatsoever. The thing is, like, there's a certain, like, especially in, like, powerful positions, and Katt Williams talked about it kind of like gatekeeping, but there's something off when, like, everybody has to, all right, you have to do this thing that is, from what I can see, like, outside of your nature, because I'm telling you to do it, and because it's like, it's what we want to see out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want you to be this, like, to be, if you want to be a prominent black male actor, you're going to have to dance in the way we want you to dance.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that part, I get it, you know what I'm saying? And obviously not from personal experience, not acting. I'm not, Shakespearean as yourself, getting in the character and stuff like that. But, and like I said, the way he explained it, maybe I'm one of the ones that would be easy to sell, the cult or whatever to. But I was like, he's making a lot of sense. He's making a whole bunch of sense, because if you gotta be
emasculated,
like, yeah, sissified, whatever you want to say, to,
why would you? Okay,
like, to play ball.
Why would you use a worse word?
Because that word is so funny to me. But, and it's not even a word, but it's just as a term, I think it's wrong. But, like, if I have to do that to play ball, then that means, like, like he said, the gatekeeping is, alive and well.
Yeah.
So, just
So
a
do you
very,
believe in the
very,
Illuminati here?
yeah. See, he lost me at that part. He said, they was in a meeting, and even though like he connect, like you can still like go in after the fact and say, that's what all the like big conspiracy videos and all that other stuff does. They find like similarities and they say, why do you think these things are similar? And they find a weird way to connect it back to somehow. I don't think that Ludacris is part of a secret cabal, and that's why he married a Tiny and got 10 Fast and Furious movies. I don't think that one's true. I
But
don't know
Cat
how
said he
else you
got offered
explain
the
him being
same.
married to Tiny though. I don't know how you. I don't know how you explain that. She's.
But he wasn't Tiny famous before. That's how he got married to her.
Have you seen the Twitter account that he blocked? That said T.I. wife looks like a garlic knot.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my office crying.
See,
Like that's why I can't look at Twitter at my desk no more. I was in there with tears in my eyes because they said why did T.I.P. block you? And then he got the little banner that said T.I. wife looks like a garlic knot. That's horrible. That's horrible.
wait. So you're saying you do or don't believe in the Illuminati?
I'm not. I can't do it. I'm not.
So you
I'm
don't
not
believe
there.
in? So that's where you think he was stretching it.
No. That's
Okay.
That's where I think that he lost me on that one, and it's not like he lost the whole because, like I said, receipts for a bunch of stuff too. So, but I'm going creative licensing in the Illuminati. He don't run 4-3. He looked fast. Like I said, if you watch that Atlanta episode,
No.
he looked fast.
That man ran a
He does
5'2".
look fast.
He
It
5'4".
looked like sub-4. Right, he was running in a bathrobe and slides, and he was moving.
Hey, no, they didn't fast forward it.
I'm telling.
Not the editing goes on. That show aired on FX, which stands for effects. Took me a while to get that.
I don't. Anyways, does it? Because I don't. I try not to get like. Well, not try not to. I've never had to make like an effort. But I really generally don't get bogged down in like celebrity fights or anything like that. There's reasons that I'll stop like listening to an artist, watching somebody. Do we care? Like, are we gonna stop like saying good things about any of these people that he went at? He went at Michael Blackson too, which I also thought was interesting.
Then they show receipts on that about it. Depends on who the artist is, or who the person is, or celebrity is. For example, if I really like the celebrity, I take offense to it if my favorite celebrity beefing with another celebrity. I'm blackballing that person.
So if Brian beefed out with whoever, then you're done with him.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, I think highly of that person, and if Bron beefed out with him, he got a reason for it. It makes sense. Because I think you're a good person. So if you're beefed out with a good person, you clearly the problem. I don't have an opinion on Katt Williams. So I'm like very neutral. So whatever you say, I'm like, dang, that's crazy. But I'm just gonna I'm still watching Kevin Hart movie. I still watch Family Feud. It doesn't have an impact on my life.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. Like when that whole Gunner situation came out, when people were saying, "Bro, he snitched," and I was like, "Nah, his Young Thug's legal team told him to do it." And I was saying, you didn't know more about the legal, but I don't care. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
You still bumping Gunner?
Of course, I don't. Yes, I'm not gonna stop listening.
Bro, I've stopped listening to Lil Baby because how he been acting about the whole situation. I feel like he doing too much now.
I wasn't like a super Lil Baby fan, even when he was out and like at the height, like we were like juniors in college, like 2017, 2018, 2019. I wasn't even bumping them all that heavy then, but I don't
You get this one Lil Wayne run.
What y'all? Don't call it Lil Wayne run. He was putting
Bro, everybody called it Lil Wayne run.
I'm not one of those people that's gonna call it Lil Wayne run ever. And he cool, but no, Lil Wayne had way too much range, way too much just from a lyrical standpoint, way too much creativity, diversity, mastery, whatever you want to call it. I can't call it Lil Wayne run. You can maybe say like DMX or
no, bro. Lil Baby was on
50 Cent.
He had the Black Lives Matter theme song during when George Floyd passed.
DMX had 2 #1 albums in the same year.
He ain't have the Black Lives Matter theme song, bro.
Okay, well, Black Lives Matter wasn't a thing in 2001. So what I'm saying is he had a DMX run, and I'll give him that. I'm not giving him a Lil Wayne run.
The bigger picture.
I'm not giving him a Lil Wayne run.
Bigger picture. That's bigger
song.
Than a Millie.
DMX had 2 #1 albums in 1 year.
Was he better than Jay-Z?
The same year. No, he was not better than Jay-Z. And that's what I continually tell you we're not getting into that, bro. We got too much.
Oh yeah, let's get back to the topic. So what are your final thoughts on Katt Williams and the interview? Final takeaway.
He might be 4'7". He might be a 4'7" guy. I'd have to look at the tape again, but he might be 4'7". Other thing you got to remember, he's 5'5", so it does look like his feet are moving real fast, but he's not covering a lot of ground. Probably.
So you think he's faster than you right now?
You gotta remember, bro.
Is he faster than a healthy you before you tore your ACL?
Looked like we would have been stride for stride. You gotta remember, I'm not a speedster, bro.
What are you?
Pre-ACL?
Pre-ACL.
Pre-ACL, I was best I've ever been is 4'7". I want to put that out there. I gotta put the best out there. Pre-ACL, I was 4'8".
So then you think
are we talking about immediately pre-ACL?
Immediately pre-ACL. Nope. Immediate.
Immediately pre-ACL. There's no way. I was 4'9" at the best.
And so you think Katt Williams would have beat you? A 55-year-old man.
52. I ain't got no problem issuing credit where I think it's due. I mean, I'll give it to him.
No.
Head to head, he would have to do it. Money's still on me when we get to the head to head. But I'm saying he looked fast in the video.
This same episode. The clip, the
clip's on Twitter.
I'm not trying to fight Katt Williams, but this is the same man that got beat up by like a 16-year-old 5 or 10 years ago. And you think that man fast?
That's getting beat up. We're not talking about running.
You gotta have. He got to show me something. He got to show me some type of athleticism. Today, I don't think he's done it.
Okay.
Also, last thing. Stuff Kevin Hart was saying on the little NBA Unplugged stuff yesterday was not funny. Now, I like Kevin Hart.
I like a lot of the stuff that Kevin Hart has done. I think I'm a Grown Little Man and Seriously Funny are the 2 best projects for me. This is specifically for me that he has ever put out. I think, and even like that drama joint that he did on Netflix that I can't remember the name of.
Oh, good one.
That was good. That was good. Obviously, it wasn't like comedic, but it was good. Past
what was the name of that?
I haven't. He's just not like my brand of comedy. And Katt Williams, I think, is like everybody's brand of comedy.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks Katt is funny. Everybody thinks he's funny. So, yeah.
The name of that was
like I
True
said,
Story.
I'm not gonna stop. There you go. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop rocking with Family Feud because a lot of stuff like Steve is a very good Family Feud host. I haven't watched Cedric's sitcom, and I don't know if I'll start.
Oh, it's pretty
Start
good.
it.
The
If he does
Neighborhood.
something good,
I recently started watching it. It's cool. Need something lighthearted.
best like movie I think he's in is Walking Home Roscoe Jenkins. I love that movie.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm not gonna
last
stop supporting any of these dudes.
last thing about Katt Williams.
Except T.D. Jakes and P. Diddy for sure. I'm not. I ain't
You done supporting them?
Yeah, I think so.
You heard enough.
Yeah.
Okay, now one of the funniest things he said that shouldn't have been funny is where he said that if Ricky Smiley in a movie with him, he gotta wear a dress because that's the only time that man's funny is when he playing a woman. I die laughing, bro. That is hilarious.
He said that's the only time he's believable.
That's what he said. Hey, man.
That's tough.
And he was saying all this stuff with a straight face, which is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa, okay.
Cedric the Entertainer, a walrus called Steve Harvey bald. Michael Blackson, a fake African. He saying you just from everywhere.
Okay, this is for my last thing I'm gonna say about the interview. Shannon Sharp didn't do a good job. I don't think he asked enough follow-up questions. He kind of just, I don't feel like he was experienced enough for that interview. I think a better journalist could have done a better job. But maybe that journalist couldn't have gotten all that information out of him just because they didn't feel as comfortable. But I don't think he did a good job with follow-up questions. He just kind of let things go.
Think about it this way. Do you think, especially from how Katt answers questions, do you think he's an easy interview?
Easy, no. Hard, no. I think he's a very in-the-middle interviewee. Yeah.
Hey, no. He didn't answer. He answered probably 3 questions directly the whole time.
That's why you gotta push him a little. You gotta push him. I feel like Shannon wasn't. He was just like, "Oh, I'm happy to be here. I'm gonna let Katt talk, say my little 2 cents, call it a day."
I think you have to let. Because if I ask you like a bunch of questions, and then the first thing that you want to do is not even necessarily like find your own way around. Katt answered the question that he wanted to answer, no matter how Shannon asked it, every time.
Yeah,
every time. And it's tough to interview a person like that.
No, man, I need more from Shannon. I need him to be better next time.
I thought he did a great job.
But yeah, that's all I got on that. I ain't gonna say nothing else because I said that was my last time 3 times in a row.
Okay. Now, this is another, like, well, I say Katt interviews aged. It's been 6 days. 4 days since it's been released. Cam Newton went on his podcast, and I don't think he went at some prominent quarterbacks. A lot of people thought that he disrespected them. But if you listen to the interview, I thought that, well, let me get it all out. Cam Newton said on his podcast that certain prominent quarterbacks were game changers and certain prominent quarterbacks were game managers. Now, this is when Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, specifically, are at the height of the MVP conversation. Lamar Jackson is definitely in there as well at these points. But, you know, the commentators are coming on TV and saying Brock Purdy is deserving. Dak Prescott is definitely deserving. And they had been saying Dak Prescott for a while. Brock Purdy had, like, jumped to the top of the list. And I'm talking about immediately prior to the interview. But his game-changing quarterbacks, him talking about Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, a few others, he said that these were like a different category of just player. And my question to you over the course of the last 3 weeks, with Lamar going like nuclear, and the other two having some tough games, was he justified in saying it?
Yes. I believe, yeah. I told you how I feel. I've told you about this before, how I feel. A lot of these quarterbacks today are game managers. Brock Purdy, I don't think he will ever be a game changer in his life. He doesn't have the facilities to do it, in my opinion. His whole entire team, first of all, before we even get to game manager changer thing, I don't think he should have been MVP conversation from the jump. If anybody on that team should have been the MVP conversation for the 49ers, it should have been CMC. It shouldn't have been Brock Purdy. Because soon as any of those all-pro players went out, whether it was Debo, CMC, anything like that, his numbers went down. Only thing he got to do is just toss the ball here, great protection, got an all-pro tight end. Every single skill position is elite. You can put just about any quarterback in the NFL in that situation, and those stats will look the exact same. And that's why I don't think he could have been MVP. He's not the most valuable player for that team. So, yeah, he's a game manager. Dak Prescott, game manager.
Okay. So, here's my take on it. I wish that he would have used like different terminology other than game manager. And I don't necessarily think that fits, because from a criteria standpoint, you're talking about guys that don't do a lot of creating, right? And I don't know if he used these words. He definitely didn't use these specific words, but I think the major like crux of what he was talking about was like creating, going off script, that type of stuff. To stick to like reading coverages, finding the throwing windows and finding your check downs when you need to, that type of stuff. By his criteria, I don't know if Peyton Manning is a game changer.
Okay. Now, I actually thought about this ahead of time. I don't know why, but
Go ahead.
Okay. I think Peyton Manning is a game changer. I think Tom Brady is a game manager. I think Manning had more arm talent to where he could fit things in different types of windows, even though he had like an extremely high IQ, he could get a ball in a tight window. Brady, on the other hand, he was also smart, but I think he had more talent around him to where he relied on just pure his teammates' talent and just typically knowing where people would be. He never like really wowed you like, wow, that was a great throw. Is how I felt about Brady. For example, for most of Brady's championships, I think like half of them, he wasn't the MVP. It's just like his defense was really elite or a receiver went off. It wasn't always him, where I feel like if Manning was in those situations, he's going to get the MVP. Manning had more talent. Aaron Rodgers had more talent than Brady. Brady's the most elite game manager you can ever think of, but he's not a game changer. He's a very cerebral player. He can make. He's not going to hit you. He's not going to wow you at any point. And I felt like Peyton Manning did that. Peyton Manning threw for like 5,000 yards in a year, with playing like 16 or 17 games because he was balling.
But when you compare the weaponry, even if you want to talk about the fact that Brady had incredibly good defenses, you're gonna put Wes Welker and Gronkowski over Marvin Harrison
and Reggie Wayne,
Dallas Clark, Demaryius Thomas. You go to some of the guys that he had.
Yep. He had Randy Moss.
Yeah, he had Randy Moss for a year, and he set a touchdown record in terms.
Yeah, because he just threw the ball up. Brady mid, man. Brady can't throw the ball.
Oh, stop.
Brady can't throw the ball over 50 yards.
Stop. See, that's why I have a problem with it, because we've decided that game manager is a tag for a quarterback that's not very good, but is good enough and serviceable, knows his role in a system where all of the pieces around him are significantly better than he is. That's what we talked about with the Alabama quarterbacks for a long time. The AJ McCarrons, those type of guys.
Tua, game manager.
I don't think so. That's my problem. I don't like the tag game manager. I think the way Cam defined it when he was talking about guys that are going off script and doing a bunch of play creation activity. I think with the way Cam defined it, he was 100% right. I just don't think you tag those guys as game manager. And I think with what we've seen from Lamar over the course of the last 3 games, we saw Purdy's collapse, that four interception game. And I'd say the areas that Dak has come up short. We've seen the criteria that he put out and said. I don't think that there hasn't been in recent memory somebody who has been more justified by a string of games, because exactly what he said was displayed very, very clearly. Exactly what he said. But I just don't like the tag game manager, because I think it's different offenses, different coordinators, different situations, and people have different skill sets. You know what I'm saying? It's how you can be a really, really good receiver and not be a guy that is going to catch the deep post and go 60. That was never Wes Welker's thing. That's okay, but you can still be really, really good in a necessary and not you're just a guy mode. I think game manager is a tag that we've ingrained in our heads. It's, okay, you're just a guy. And I don't think Dak Prescott's just a guy. I don't think Tom Brady, for any, I can't believe that you would say that. Tom Brady's definitely not just a guy. Brock Purdy, if you watch,
Tom Brady is definitely just a guy. Okay.
No, he's not.
The difference.
No, he's not.
Wait, the difference between what I see with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, even though they're both pocket passers, Peyton Manning makes the aggressive throws. He will try to fit something in and still have a high touchdown to interception ratio. Tom Brady plays the more conservative route, and that's why I don't call him a game changer. He throws a little. His last 3 years in the league, even though they won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, he wasn't throwing the ball downfield. He wasn't.
How old was he his last 3 years in the league, Byron?
In New England, other than the years where he had Randy Moss, he was not just throwing a lot of balls downfield, making aggressive throws. He was just little dink dunk, intermediate routes. He's not an aggressive quarterback. Peyton Manning, aggressive quarterback.
They're running different offenses, dog.
Wait. Jameis Winston. I'm going to say he's a game manager. He tries to play the game changer role. He throws way too many interceptions. Same with Dak Prescott. He tried to be the game changer role. He throws too many interceptions. Now he's a much more conservative quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, aggressive. Lamar Jackson, aggressive with how he plays the game. Peyton Manning, aggressive. Dak, Tua, who else? Brock Purdy, all conservative quarterbacks. And that's the only way that they can succeed if they are conservative. When they get aggressive, they make mistakes. That's why previous years, Dak Prescott has had a lot of turnovers. Tua can't throw the ball past 40 yards. He just happens to have the best receiver in the NFL right now on his team. If you put it like this,
I would venture to guess. That Tua has connected on more deep shots than any quarterback in the NFL this year. And it's because he's throwing to more speed than everybody in the league. So if you have a quarterback that's throwing to straight speed, How can you tell me that he can't throw the ball past 40 yards?
Hey,
He hit
what
Jalen Waddle on a
what did he do last year?
60-yarder.
What did he do the past 3 years before this? So he had one good year. Now he a game changer. No, he doesn't
No,
have
you
the.
just said he can't throw the ball over 40 yards. I'm
He
saying,
can't, man.
how does that compute to you?
Bro, he just throw the ball out as soon as he get it and just hope that what's the name down there. All I'm gonna say is, if you put any
true,
other,
bro.
if you put Brock Purdy on the Miami Dolphins, is there any difference with that team? I say no.
I think so, because I think Tua has more arm talent, bro. I do. I genuinely do.
Put Bo Nix over there right now. They going to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You put Penix over there right now without any NFL experience. That team doesn't change. That team does not
Penix
change.
has a lot of arm talent.
Yeah. He's better.
Never mind. But anyways, this is, I think, where, and this is what I wish Cam wouldn't have done, because he's given like the casuals like you feel to say anybody could do what Brock Purdy is doing.
Yeah,
No,
I could do it.
Brock Purdy.
I could do it. Right now with the
Brock
bad
Purdy
shoulder.
was okay. Do you realize that Brock Purdy was better than the guy that they decided to come in and like they wasted?
He wasn't.
Not wasted, but
They did waste him. He wasn't better
giving up
though.
draft capital to get. Like they traded up to get Trey Lance. Brock Purdy was better than him. Jimmy Garoppolo
He wasn't, but okay.
was in there. Brock Purdy was not better than Trey Lance.
No, but continue.
Why do you think that Brock Purdy was?
So why didn't he start? Why didn't he start? Why didn't he start?
Why didn't Brock Purdy start over Trey Lance?
Yep.
Why did Trey Lance not get his job back is the question that you need to ask.
Because they had just came off a Super Bowl appearance. They were like, oh, we got to ride it. Ride it out.
Pause. But anyways, so let me establish a timeline for you. All right. So Trey Lance is the starter.
Yep.
Gets hurt. And then they bring Brock Purdy in.
No,
Trey Lance
Garoppolo
never gets his job back.
Wait. Garoppolo comes in, gets hurt. Then it's Brock Purdy.
Right.
So he was
But I'm
third
saying,
string.
But Trey Lance never gets his job back. So where are you seeing that this happens, that Trey Lance is better than Brock Purdy?
Because they just riding out. Okay, oh this seemed to work. Okay, let's not mess up a good thing. Is what they were thinking.
No, they had 3 quarterbacks.
So okay, why didn't he win? Why didn't he win the position in training camp? Why wasn't he second string? Why was he third string that entire time?
But how much run do they give 7th round picks when they got a first rounder and an established quarterback in with the group? How much run do they give them? Is it a bunch?
All I'm saying is, in his few runs he got, why didn't he make a difference?
I think that's a crazy way to look at it. I think that's a really crazy way to look at it.
Jalen Hurts took somebody's spot without them getting hurt. Lamar took somebody's spot. Actually, Lamar got in his position because somebody else was hurt. But that's a different story. He's a game changer.
Whose spot did Jalen Hurts take?
It wasn't Wentz. Who did they have after Wentz? I can't remember. I'm not an Eagles fan. Do you remember?
So, how bad did Carson Wentz have to be for the Eagles to move on from him?
He was pretty bad. But it really wasn't Carson Wentz.
It wasn't.
It wasn't all the way his fault because their offensive line was terrible at the time. Their offensive line was very terrible at the time, Damani, when he came in. Because Jalen Hurts wasn't looking decent because he was just running for his life that entire year. And I don't watch football, but I do remember that.
First and foremost, I will put it to you in the best way that I can. That same situation where Nick Foles came in and won a Super Bowl, Carson Wentz was having a lot of success in that situation, right? And it was like It was a very, very good situation for a quarterback to be in, right? Successive years after that, Wentz, not good. Wentz, not good. Wentz goes somewhere else, to the Colts, not good. Goes to Washington, not good.
Okay, now Devon, this
So,
is perfect. Wait, this is perfect. This is perfect.
you know, go ahead.
Go ahead, you finish. Go ahead and
I'll
finish.
resume here.
No, go
No,
ahead.
I'll resume. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to let you get it out.
Right after the Wentz situation, to where they won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, they try to bring Wentz back in.
Mm-hmm.
The team, like, they can no longer do it. The 49ers see this. I'm like, okay, we just had a backup come in. He did a pretty good job until he gets hurt in the Super Bowl. Why would we repeat history and bring in our other quarterback back when we just made it to the Super Bowl with this quarterback? It doesn't make sense. They're like, we just saw what would happen.
You keep throwing me off saying, so are you talking about the NFC Championship when they lost to the Eagles?
Who? Who lost to the Eagles?
The 49ers.
I'm talking about this past year when they went to the Super Bowl.
The Niners didn't go to the Super Bowl this past year. They went to the NFC Championship and lost to the Eagles.
No, they went to the Super Bowl. When they had three quarterbacks? When Brock Purdy got hurt in the game this past year?
Brock Purdy got hurt in the NFC Championship, dog. They went to Philadelphia.
Who's in the Super Bowl then?
It was the Eagles and the Chiefs. Do you remember me and...
you are right. You are right, because they lost to the Eagles, huh?
Because everybody was saying that if your quarterback gets hurt and you don't protect him, that's your fault, and that's why I was rooting so hard for the Chiefs to beat the Eagles. Yeah,
same thing. Still, same thing. They were on the verge
of going to the Super Bowl. Man, get out.
Oh yeah, I bet you would say the same thing. Well, I'm surprised you're not on my side with how the Cowboys been throughout your life.
You see how you get angry when you get mad?
I'm not mad, man. I'm just saying we got to.
I said the same thing. You see how you get like angry when you're wrong? That's a bad quality, bro. You in here showing your butt, talking about making personal shots when you wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
How's it a personal shot if it's a fact?
It's okay.
How's it a personal shot? Bro. How's it a personal shot?
It's okay to be wrong.
Have you seen the Cowboys win a Super Bowl?
Sure have.
I'm not talking about no ESPN Classic. Like a live, like them winning a live Super Bowl.
You didn't ask that. But see, I could decide to throw like a personal shot back at you, but luckily, I'm grown. So I ain't got to do that. You've already shown.
I've seen my team win a Super Bowl. I've seen my team win a Super Bowl in my life.
That's fine. You've already shown your butt. I'm not showing mine. All right. This ain't Bottoms Up or whatever strip club you want to go to down in Dallas. This is not my fight. I have no quarrel with you, sir.
Okay.
But anyway,
finish the story, man.
Getting back to my point. If you look at guys that have come in and had success in places where other people have not, then I think it's crazy to look at it and say, like, oh, no, he's just having success because of, like, the really great situation around him. There are people that have had great situations and stunk them up. So what, I don't think that, like, I don't think you take away from, like, the amount of really, really good decisions, the amount of really, really good throws that a Dak Prescott, a Brock Purdy, trying to think who else was named.
Tua.
I'm focused on those two for too long. A Tua makes because they're executing good quarterback play. And I think you can do good quarterback play without going off script, without doing the stuff that Lamar does. And of course, like Lamar does that too. And I mean, to such a great extent that I think, the MVP race is over with. I think you can go ahead and get a man the trophy. But, like, those things I don't think belong in the category of game manager. I think they just, like I said, I think you can say, like, more conventional good quarterback play, but that's hard to do. That's difficult to do because not everybody has it, and a lot of people want that. Like, any OC would, well, maybe not any OC, but I'm saying, like, to the run of the mill offensive coordinator, like good quarterback play, I'll take that. I'll take that 10 times out of 10. So I think, up to week 14, 15, whatever week they played Baltimore on Christmas, Brock Purdy was deservingly in the MVP race up until like Dak had regressed. He was deservingly in the MVP race. Now Lamar, being the game changer that he is, doing it every which way from a conventional sense, off script, on the ground, juking people left and right. Lamar has ran away with both literally and figuratively, run away with the MVP award. So, like I said, man, Cam was spot on. I just didn't like the terminology.
I know we're running low on time, but I have a tangential question for you. So, even though you don't like the term game manager, do you think a game manager is deserving to be in the MVP conversation when they have a receiver like Tyreek Hill who's going up, or they have a running back like CMC going up? Do they still deserve to be in the MVP race, or should the better player on that team be in the MVP race? So I guess in short, should CMC or Brock Purdy be there, or should it be Tua or Tyreek Hill?
I think so. Football is difficult. I think CMC definitely deserved to be in the conversation as well. The quarterback is your most important position, so it gets weighted a little bit heavier. And statistically, they're going to have the most stuff. So I think for a receiver to win the MVP, like we thought Tyreek Hill could, they got to be significantly better than any other offensive player in the league on a given year. For a running back to do it, I think maybe not to the same extent as a receiver, because obviously running backs won the award a bunch up until we got into this pass happy world that we're in now. But I think they got to be better than all the quarterbacks. And I don't necessarily think that that's true from a caliber standpoint. Like there could be a quarterback that's very high caliber and a running back that's a little bit higher caliber, but quarterbacks got better numbers, so we give it to him. So I think by the same token, because there was a year in baseball that Alex Rodriguez won the MVP and the Rangers were garbage when he won it. So I think you don't knock somebody for winning and doing well when they have great talent, just like you can recognize that somebody has like not as much talent around them and is not in a great situation and may not have whatever the other thing is, whether it's the numbers or the wins or whatever. So I think, if you're a good player on a bad team, you should still be able to win the MVP. If you're a player that's on a really good team and got a whole lot of weaponry around you in a great situation, I still think, you can win the MVP there too. So, yeah.
So my take is, I think in those situations, no, the quarterback should not be in the MVP race. Because put it like this. If you were to take Tyreek Hill off that team, would the Dolphins still be anywhere near as good? To whereas, if you replace Tyreek Hill with just an average receiver in the league, just the most average, whoever is in the most middle of the pack receiver, you put him in that place, and then you do the same thing with Tua, to where you just put the average quarterback in that situation. Which has more of an impact on that team? I think I think Tyreek Hill is more valuable to that team than Tua is. If you just replace it with the average guy, the median quarterback, the median receiver, I think it's a bigger difference with replacing Tyreek than Tua. Now, if you go to Brock Purdy, if you replace him with the most average quarterback in the league, and you replace CMC with the most average running back, I think there's more of a drop-off at the running back position and what the team's going to do compared to Brock Purdy at the quarterback position. And that's why I just don't think game managers such as Tua, Brock Purdy should be in the MVP conversation.
And this is why I disagree. So if you're talking about replacing them with an average receiver, all right? So an average receiver, an average running back. I think that's, like I said, that's a slippery slope. Because if you're, where's the argument that, Tua is maximizing the capability of Tyreek Hill with how he's playing the game? Or that Brock Purdy, with the way that he's throwing the ball, is giving Christian McCaffrey just the leeway, the light boxes, whatever you want to say, to maximize his game. Because those arguments are definitely there. Because
they've done it every year. They've done it every year, and they are all pro players. Those are all pro players. Okay. We're not about to do that. See, you about to get me mad. We've seen what Tua did. We've seen what Tua did last year. We've seen what Tua did the year before. We saw what Brock Purdy did. He doesn't make any tough passes. He doesn't do anything. He just sits back there and throws to an all-pro receiver, and they go for 70 yards.
No, but he does though. It's been broken down several times. You're going off of Twitter. But let me ask you.
I'm watching the game. I saw him throw 4 interceptions the other night.
You watched the Niners play?
Yeah.
Who did he throw 4 interceptions against?
The Ravens.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched the game. He is mid. He's not a good quarterback. Not a good quarterback, man.
I'll give you one of them. One of them got tipped. Other one was on a screen pass. That got tipped at the line of scrimmage. So we're talking about two balls. We're talking about 2 balls that, I'm not saying it was a freak accident, but I'm saying that he throws 2 bad passes.
Oh, so now we're making excuses for mistakes.
I'm not making excuses for mistakes. No, I'm being real.
There could have been another pick in there that they just didn't catch. If we want to do that, then
okay. So,
right or wrong?
Can you let me get it out, please? Can you let me get it
out?
Go
ahead, man.
All right. So of his 4 picks, I'd say 2 of them were bad passes. All right. 2 of them were bad passes. All right. That's not to say that there was only interceptable balls. All right. But if we're talking about the amount of high-level quarterback play that he has shown over the course of the year, there's been a lot, Byron. There really has. And if you go back and watch the film, you'll see it. But I don't think you've watched 5 Niners games this year. I don't. I really don't.
Watch him play the Cowboys. He didn't do much.
Okay. And that game was like week 4. So
I'm just saying, see, bro. I know they blew him out, but he didn't do anything.
This is where I was going with it before. Let me pose this to you a different way. All right. Tyreek Hill statistically had his best year with which quarterback?
I think yards per game is still the Chiefs.
Statistically, he had his best year with who?
I think yards per game is still the Chiefs.
Okay. All right. Randy Moss statistically had his best year with who? Was it Dante Culpepper, who was dope? Who was a very, very good quarterback. One of my favorite. Dante Culpepper was one of my favorite quarterbacks to ever.
He was mid, man.
Everybody was using Nick in 04. I was using Dante Culpepper.
But you were losing too.
Dante Culpepper. Nope. We're losing to my brother though. I wasn't losing to my brother, but no,
I feel like Moss still had his best year with the Vikings. I think he had a good year with Tom Brady, but I think he had the best year with the Vikings.
The record-setting year. He's had a rookie record with the Vikings, but his record-setting year was with the Patriots. So that's with Brady, Tua, and Tyreek, and of course I'm not knocking Patrick Mahomes. How could you knock Patrick Mahomes? But statistically, he had his best year with the Fins.
Hey, Demond, you sure about that? You sure about Randy Moss having his best year with Tom Brady?
Look at the tucks.
Oh, so we're going by touchdowns, not yards.
That's what I was.
Why are we going by touchdowns? Because that don't mean nothing. If I get to the 1 yard line, and they just let the running back run it in. They don't.
But he's a receiver, Byron. So you see how that doesn't work?
He had 1,632 yards with the Dolphins. I mean, with the Vikings.
Yeah, because they were just. It was bombs over Baghdad. You remember what he was? Well, I'd say remember like you were watching football at that point. It was bombs over Baghdad. This is my point. This is my point. Just hear me out on this.
Hey, Damani, I'm not rolling with you. You had a better year with the New England. I'm telling you, I'm not doing it, bro.
So maybe I should have specified touchdowns. I apologize. All right, but this is what I'm saying. All right. When we're talking about what kind of effect these players have when they are playing with somebody that is elite, being what Cam calls a game manager, and I'm just saying in more conventional quarterback play, right? The Patriots, as an offensive unit, right? Tom Brady was putting them in positions to score. And putting them in positions to score a lot. And that's what I'm saying. When you look at Randy Moss in previous years, when you look at Tyreek Hill in previous years, you can make the argument that these guys were putting them in better positions than any quarterback that they had at a previous point. And that's what I'm saying. So when you're saying like, oh, no, these guys are game managers, they're not game changers. Okay.
For
how do you explain the fact that he has less yards and more touchdowns? He has less yards and more touchdowns with a different quarterback. So how are you not saying that this person has the ability to put them in a better? Because it's not Brady wasn't doing it like Lamar. He wasn't getting 60 rushing yards a game and then finding a way to throw him the fade. No, that wasn't how it was happening. Brady's passing yards were the reason that they got down there, and then he threw it to Randy Moss, and they scored. So go ahead.
Or the running game. There's a whole bunch of variables. We don't know where these touchdowns came from. That's why I'm saying yards is more of an indicator for me.
Go look at Brady's stats from that year. Go look at Brady's stats from that year.
Why are we giving Tua this credit when he has the best offensive-minded coach in the league?
The best offensive-minded coach, according to who?
Who are you going to put above him? Kyle Shanahan?
Probably because that's the coaching tree that he came from, dog. I don't understand why that's far-fetched to you.
Bro, no. Okay. Even if you wanted to put Kyle Shanahan, this is the best offensive coach probably that Tyreek Hill has been around. It's a more high-powered offense. This is the most high-powered offense he's ever been in.
What?
I'm not giving Andy Reid and them basic little offense more than Brian McDaniel.
You're not getting... Whoa. Hold on. First and foremost, his name is Mike. Second of all, you're a casual fan, so you have no ability to do that. There are a lot of great OCs in the league, bro. Who was his OC in Kansas City? Who was his OC in Kansas City?
Bieniemy, who's now with Washington.
The enemy, bro. You can't pronounce a name to save your life.
Same thing, man. No. See, you be thinking I don't know that, bro. I keep up with football.
Hey.
Is he with Washington right now?
You're still a casual.
Is he with Washington right now?
I'm impressed that you know that. But just hear me out, right? There are a lot of really, really good offensive coordinators in the National Football League, right? And I mean,
they're better than McDaniel.
3 years ago, we were talking.
Are they better than McDaniel?
3 years ago, we were talking about McVay over there as the head coach for the Rams. So I'm saying, if you're talking about which team is having the most success, yeah, the Dolphins are the number one offense in the league right now. But there are a lot of great OCs that are really, really good at their jobs, and I don't think that that's far-fetched to say.
They put up 70 points in an NFL game, Damani. 70.
Okay. How much did Tom Monk and the Ravens put up on them?
You tell me.
They put up 56 on a much better defense.
Okay.
So
it ain't 70.
What are you gonna say about Tom? What are you gonna say about Tom Monken?
I give more credit to Lamar.
Oh, okay. You're giving credit to Lamar, but you're not going to give credit.
I think Todd Monken is an upgrade at offensive coordinator position, but I'm still giving credit to Lamar.
Okay, so let me list these out for you. All right, he's got
Lamar
two
has shown
of
me
the
talent.
fastest receivers. Tua's got. Let's look at what Mike McDaniel has. He's got two of the fastest receivers in football. Probably the fastest in terms of 40 times. Probably the fastest running back room in
Yep.
football.
Mm-hmm.
So the amount of speed that you have to deal with, that you have to cover when you play the Dolphins, is different than anybody else in the league. Would you say that that's fair to say?
Thank you. Yes. That's why I don't think Tua should be the MVP category. It's the people around Tua, not Tua. We saw what Tua did in
So,
previous
well,
years.
hold on. Pause. And this is where I got to stop talking to you, bro. So you give Mike McDaniel the credit,
I give
even
Mike
though he's
McDaniel more
got all
credit than
that
Tua.
speed.
Yes.
Just hold on. No. You were just giving him
Yes.
credit as the best offensive coordinator in football when he's got all that speed. Did you just not say that he was the best offensive coordinator in football? Is that
Yep.
not what I heard?
Sure did. He
Okay,
built
but
that
you're
team
not giving
from
Tua
he
credit
built
for.
that no. He built that team from the ground up, man. He knew what he needed in his offense, and so he built an offense. Well, he brought in players that fit his offense. Tua just been there. And he did the same
So
thing at
the general
Alabama.
manager.
Wait. Time out, Damani. I've been saying this about Tua while he was at Alabama, right or wrong. I said Tua does nothing. He just has four of the fastest wide receivers in college football. He throws a slant, they go 85 yards. It made me mad. It infuriates me when people say Tua is good. Because he's not. Anybody can do what Tua does. I've never seen anyone so lucky with this type of talent around them their entire life. Their entire life. The 1 year he didn't have just superior speed around him, he looked off. Everyone saying, how is he a quarterback in the NFL? How is he a quarterback in the NFL?
He's talking about his rookie year, and I mean, you could argue his second year too, but I mean,
Yeah, his
just
second year too, he was awful.
But I'm saying,
Only
like,
thing that saved him, and he started getting, I'm not even gonna say sympathy, when he got concussed. But even whoever came in after him, they did a fine job too, bro.
that's wild. That is the most wild hating I've ever heard in my entire life. That's what saved him.
Bro,
That's what
all I'm
saved
gonna
him,
say is after he got concussed, people stopped talking bad about him. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just noticed all the sports media kind of flipped from saying Tua's not an NFL quarterback to look at what
They were
Miami's
saying
doing
Tua
over
is
there.
not an
How are they going to
NFL
just let him
quarterback.
play again?
They were saying he wasn't an NFL quarterback.
That's what people were saying. It's not just me.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I'm gonna send you some links. I'll send you some links.
Okay.
Shannon Sharp said it.
How many quarterbacks have we seen? And that's why I brought up Carson Wentz. How many quarterbacks have we seen? Either one, have situations that we knew were good and fail, or just underperform. We'll just say underperform. I don't want to tag them as failures. And as a successive question, how many guys have we seen like come into a situation that didn't change all that much and have a lot of success with it?
They asked me the first question. We gotta break that up. I'm trying to think of players. First question is
Okay. First question is, how many guys have we seen that we knew, all right, your situation is good, and they've underperformed from a quarterback standpoint? So just limit it to that.
Let me think. Oh, dang, what's his name? Baker Mayfield.
That's what. Okay, Baker, Carson Wentz. There's just it's my point in saying that is you can't just give it. He's got all that he needs, and that's all. That's the only reason that he's good. Because if you're making the throws, if you're doing the things, there has to be something other than just the situation. Because we've had people that have had good situations and they haven't succeeded. All right.
Okay, Damani. Based on that, what type of rating as a player from like if you're on Madden, what rating do you give Brock Purdy as a quarterback?
You weigh certain things more heavily on Madden.
Nope. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear you qualifying it. What rating do you give him? You're over Madden.
Every answer that you've given me, bro. I'm not doing
nope.
that.
The only thing I qualified was about Tua getting a concussion.
No, that's not the only thing you qualified. But here's what I'd say. Madden is different because if your speed, like if I was to give, like thinking about like quarterbacks that are fast, your speed is heavily rated. Your throw power, your accuracy, all that other stuff. The way you navigate a pocket is not quantified on Madden because somebody does that with a controller.
Okay, Damani, I'll change it. I'll change it. You're doing the scouting report. Nope, you're doing a scouting report. You have
Brock Purdy right now.
Wait a second, Damani. But before we answer, we got to get back to my question.
Go ahead,
and I'll answer yours.
Go ahead.
You're doing a scouting report. You have to rate him between 0 and 100, like on a typical school grading scale. What do you give him?
$89.
What's Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes like a 97, 98.
What's Lamar?
Lamar right up there with him.
And then last one. No, last two. Tua and Dak. And then what are those two?
Dakota. Dakota probably 87, 88. Tua. Tua's got to be 80. Tua's got to be an 87.
Ain't no way, Damani. These numbers don't make sense, bro.
All right,
I'm telling you,
a really good quarterback.
First of all, Brock Purdy is not better. Brock Purdy is not better than Dak Prescott. He's not. I'm telling you right now, he's not a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. If you put Brock Purdy on the Dallas Cowboys, how many games have they played so far? 16 so far. They're a 7-9 football team.
And you haven't watched enough of them to make, like I said, if you watch how Brock Purdy has made layered throws, has continued to make like good decisions, and I think Dak has improved a lot as a decision maker. Dak will still throw late balls that he has no business throwing. Purdy, aside from his Ravens, if you take his Ravens game out, he's still third or fourth in the MVP race right now. And I don't get me wrong, because his situation is really, really good, but he's making all of the throws and doing it at a really, really high level.
How many skill positions are there on the field outside of the quarterback on a given play?
5.
How many of his skill positions are all pro players?
All pro players as of now, 2.
I'm saying 3.
Who else are you gonna give it to?
Kittle, Debo, CMC.
Look at Kittle's numbers from this year. He's not gonna be an all-pro tight end. Kittle be lucky to make a Pro Bowl this year. As somebody that had him,
and then you got Ayuk. Then you got Ayuk.
Ask me who is all-pro caliber. Is what you need to ask me.
Same thing, man. Okay, put it like this: I give Brock Purdy an 81, maybe 82. And now, to answer your question, let me go through. I'm putting Joe Burrow, Lamar, Dak.
Fine with that.
Joe Burrow, Lamar,
relatively
Dak.
Similar. I'm cool with that.
I'm just going through all the list of quarterbacks. Who's Minnesota? Kirk Cousins, Kirk Cousins is above him.
No.
Aaron Rodgers. C.J. Stroud.
Fair, hasn't played in a while. That's a very, very interesting one. Very, very interesting one.
You would not put C.J. Stroud above?
You're dealing with very, very different skill sets there. So that would be one that I would have to think about. That'd be one that I would have to think about. My immediate answer is yes, I would put C.J. Stroud up there. But if you're going to put C.J. Stroud over him, then I think you put him over a lot of other people that you're going to name. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's C.J. C.J. Stroud up there for me. I'm going Goff.
Very, very good. No, absolutely. Oh my gosh,
I'm going Goff.
That's a horrible take. That is a horrible take, Byron. That is a really, really bad take. Can I pause you there? Oh my
Go
gosh!
ahead.
Please,
this is my list.
Just stop talking. That's bad. You can have your own list and you can have your own opinions, but that's golf is that's like saying I want everything that Brock Purdy does minus the good decision making. That doesn't make any sense.
I disagree.
Bro. Like that.
Golf makes great decisions at home. He just doesn't make good decisions on the road.
Golf is not some.
Geno Smith.
That we need to stop.
Josh Allen.
We need to.
What is wrong with Geno?
If you think Geno is better than Brock Purdy, then you're sick, bro. Like, and this is me as a. Never mind. I hate to talk bad about a black man that's playing well at quarterback, and he's playing well. He's not doing what Brock Purdy is doing. No.
Look at the talent around him. Why do you think he's not doing what Brock Purdy doing? Anyways, this is my list of money.
DK, Lockett, Smith and Jigba, Kenneth Walker. Like he's got great weaponry, bro. He does.
Anyways, Anthony Richardson.
All right.
Who's the Raiders quarterback?
I can't.
Oh, whoa. I almost forgot one of the most important ones.
We're finished.
Justin Herbert.
Anthony Richardson?
I saw enough.
You don't believe that. You're just I don't know what Brock Purdy.
Okay, this is one you're really not going to agree with, but you're really not going to agree with this terrible one. I think Will Levis better. I said it. And I'm done. He's a bottom 10 quarterback, in my opinion. You
go ahead and close it out. We've been talking so long. Go ahead and close it out, bro. I gotta look.
Hey y'all, we appreciate you. I don't know how Damani got me this so riled up talking about these terrible quarterbacks in the NFL, but hey, go check us out on Spotify. Check us out on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Show Thief are gonna play us out. We appreciate y'all.
This is what I found, y'all. I got Byron's address.
Nope, we done.
No, there are 3 medical clinics that are close enough to you that you could be there in. One is 5 minutes. It's Neighborhood Medical Center. You could be there in 5 minutes, bro. I want you to go get checked out. I want you to go see what the heck is wrong with you. There might be a parasite eating your brain. I want you to go get that figured out. All right? Got your address right.
I double down.
Neighborhood Medical. Thank y'all. We appreciate you. Like, comment, do all the things. We'll be back soon. Peace. When you make it through the struggle and the pain, do you get your umbrella off the chance that it might rain? I stood tall. Oh, I stood tall. Oh, I stood tall. Oh, you could try to count me out, but you ain't gonna ever hold me down. When I see my people going through it, I put the blame on me. And I see my homie lose his mind, but I gave him his first taste of lean. I ain't gonna lie, that really hurt me, but I had to close the curtains. And one thing I learned on Lion King is everybody gotta eat. Never tell a party, let me get a whole piece. And nah, little homie can't get
get that from me. You play football, you got a bright future, you supposed to see you on the TV. And I said, that's true, and I'm gonna do it, but I really gotta make something happen. And I probably could've asked my family for something, but instead I started hitting licks with daddy. Ain't gonna lie, that turned me to a savage. Really living life like a bandit. And then Murph told me, keep your head on, man, don't do nothing reckless. But now I'm older now, I'm a grown man. Go to church every Sunday, I'm a praying man. You ain't gonna never see me fall, I'm always standing. One thing I do is stick to the plan. When you make it through the struggle,